until now, we've been playing this Sao Paulo pass position. Probably before this, we were all looking at this kind of stuff. And there's still nothing wrong with that. It's one option I can do, especially if Carl's doing this. Carl knows I want inside control on these lapels and my head's down here. Really going to start finding that bicep, up position, winning the overhook, and then starting to get into the Sao Paulo pass, which we covered last time. Knowing that, he knows I need inside control, so Carl's going to keep his hands on the inside. He knows I want to get my chest on his chest, so he's kind of keeping me back. So you can be up against someone who's controlling the inside space, and they're not letting me get chest to chest. So I need other options from here. Now, this pass I think I taught a long time ago. I never liked it, because anytime I brought my knee into the middle, don't do anything, Carl, yet, and I turned my hip and I used this to try and open Carl's guard, and then we hit the pass. The problem with this pass, or this way of opening the guard, is anytime I bring my knee to the inside, if Carl lifts his butt higher than my knee, that wedge I made isn't going to work. The other thing is, if he gets sleeve control on both my sleeves and gets his butt to the outside, keeps his guard closed, and tilts his knee, there is a sweep that you can do from there. And that's another reason I never liked that way of opening the guard until now. So, I can't get inside control on Carl. He is controlling this inside space, and I can't get chest to chest. How am I going to open these legs? My right hand's going to come into the collar, but not like a choke grip where I have the thumb on the outside, which is good for chokes. I'm going to have my thumb on the inside, which is good for pressure. So the detail is, I make the cross grip on the collar, but I bring my right elbow back to control Carl's near side hip, so a cross-sectional control. Right? My free left hand is going to grab the pants at the hip, and I push his hip to the mat. So now when I physically bring in that right knee as a wedge, if Carl tries to lift his hips up in the air, it's very difficult, because I'm keeping them pinned to the mat with this fist on the hip and with this control on the other side of the hip. Also works if he tries to lift his hip to go for that sweep. Very, very difficult, just from the control here. So once I get there, this leg's coming up and I'm physically turning my hip, making that wedge. Because Carl can't lift his butt over my knee, you will be able to open the guard on some people's guard from here. If I can't though, I can use the free hand. Push down. I need to be aware, a lot of times people from here will try to attack this arm in the armbar. So from there, Carl needs to get this leg high, and then you get this one over, and I will get caught. As long as we're aware of that, he needs to control the space from my armpit to my hip. I'm pushing this, because the danger leg on the armbar is this bottom leg, it's not the leg that's coming over. So let's take it back a step. I can't get inside control. I wouldn't go for this. Anything we've worked so far is what I'd go for first. But let's just say I just cannot get inside control and I can't get chest. I'm going to make that grip. It's a thumb inside grip at the far collar. Okay. I'm going to clamp my elbow to the far hip. My second hand makes the grip on the pants. Now when I bring the knee in, another thing we can be thinking about is I don't want my right foot in line with my knee, so I will actually turn it outside like this. This also helps me keep my base, helps me from stopping Carl getting his hip to the outside to hit that sweep. So that foot comes out. So when I actually turn my body to go for this, I have a little bit more leverage to actually open this guard. The second I open this guard, I'm not even waiting on the armbar. This hand that's on the hip just pushes the leg down. Now Carl could be thinking about trying to swing the leg over, I'm already moving into the knee slice. Okay. Now from here, I have to be very careful. I'm practically in the side scissor position we talked about when we said close guard. Carl can actually get on my back from here, or catch me in some kind of arm. That was Carl's moment there, he lost. So what I want to be doing is, and this is a theme the whole way through this system. We turn the head in the opposite direction. So the second I got to there, this is why this grip is so good. Before I even think about it, if I just think about knee slicing from here and I cut my hip, Charles going to be on my back attacking that arm. So before I do that, before I turn my hip, I turn Carl's head. Then I turn the hip. Then I find the elbow. And I don't want Carl's knees facing me. I walk his hips back this way. Win the cross face. Control the near side hip and 100 kilos. Let's look at that again. So I could not get anything we've covered so far. Carl's controlling that inside space. I can't get chest to chest. I make that thumb inside grip at the shoulder. My elbow makes a clamp on the far side, on the hip on the other side. Then I pin Carl's near side hip to the mat. And when I bring my knee in, my right foot comes outside to give me base. Then I turn my hip. I'm arching my back to open the guard. Again, it depends on your partner, the length of his legs, the space. Close your guard there, Carl. The space between my butt and Carl's closed ankles will depend on how easy the guard's open. But if you're really struggling and I get to there, there's not a lot Carl can do from there. If I keep his butt on the mat and using my knee as a wedge, if I'm still struggling at this stage, that hand's not helping there. It's coming right back to the end of the lever and pushes down. The minute I push it down, I push the knee down. I don't even wait for that leg to come over. Even if Carl throws it over, I'm coming into that knee slice. This is the detail. I bring this, but not across his throat. I want to turn Carl's head across the jawline, and I turn him this way. Okay? I can put this hand on the mat for base. Now I knee slice through, find the elbow, and now I walk Carl's hips and knees so they're pointing away from me. Win the cross face, hand comes to the hip, 100 kilos. One more time on that. So, find the collar, elbow into the opposite shoulder and the opposite hip. Pin the and when I make that wedge, my foot's coming out as I turn my hip. Now it's all about arching my back, trying to fill that space between my back and Carl's crossed ankles. Keep them close, bro. If I get to there and I still can't open, I'm making sure if Carl lifts his butt over my knee, I'm going to do something else. So I need to focus on keeping those hips down. And then this hand that's on the hip can immediately come back and just push that knee down. The second it does, I'm knee slicing through, turning Carl's head, finding the elbow, and now I can go for the knee slice. Then I want his hips. I don't want to from here make the mistake. A lot of people from there just try to turn into side control, and as they do, Carl's shrimping out, putting me either into the guard or getting to his knees. So, when we get to here, before I turn to side control, I walk